Hello, welcome to Business Live. Tonight on the program, President Kwawu has just signed the e-levy bill into law, paving way for its implementation in May. Meanwhile, economist Professor Daryl is expressing worry about passage of the electronic transactions levy, saying it would increase cost of doing business and undermine private sector's ability to create jobs.
These do exist objectively. It's supported by the IMF and others that Ghana on the average loses between 3 to 5% of our GDP to exemptions alone. If you look at the mathematics, even with current GDP numbers, we are losing from 15 billion Ghana cedis to 25 billion Ghana cedis.
Also tonight, First African Center for Energy Policy wants government to withdraw licenses of petroleum companies that have exploration agreements with the state but are unable to start exploration.
They should take it from them, because it's been a long time now. Some of them have been holding on to these blocks since 2014, some 2016. They have to take it from them and give it to serious people.
Plus, cracking down on illegal mining, small-scale miners are asking to be at the front line of fighting galamsey.
We will not want anything to be done that will compromise the investments that we have done. So I'm thinking that we are even better placed compared to, let's say, FM stations, people, and so on.
All right, welcome to Business Live. My name is Daryl Kwawu. Thanks for staying with us. We begin with this breaking news. President Kwawu has just given assent to the e-levy bill. It is now law. This paves way for its implementation. In May this year, the Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, has indicated that he's working closely with the GRA to ensure its implementation in May. While we await that, Finance and Economics lecturer Professor Daryl has expressed worry about the passage of the e-levy, saying it would increase the cost of doing business and undermine the private sector's ability to create jobs. According to him, the levy is a lazy way of collecting taxes, adding there are too many indirect taxes already, overburdening businesses and consumers. There's more from an IEA forum.
Professor Bokpin expressed worry that the country loses about 15 billion cedis annually to tax exemptions. He therefore wants the nation to improve compliance and efficiency in tax collection in order to improve the tax to gross domestic product from 13.5%.
And I've been wondering that if we had applied the same energy with which we had applied to passing this e-levy, to passing the exemptions bill, we could have made some gains. Because in 2019, during the State of the Nation address, our president told us that #1 threat to Ghana's revenue base is not e-levy. It's actually exemptions. And the president documented how much we have been losing from 2010 up to 2018, rising up to 1.6% per government-owned conservative estimate. 1.6% of GDP 2018 translates to about 4.66 billion Ghana cedis. But other studies do exist objectively. It's supported by the IMF and others that Ghana on the average loses between 3 to 5% of our GDP to exemptions alone. If you look at the mathematics, even with current GDP numbers, we are losing from 15 billion Ghana cedis to 25 billion Ghana cedis.
On whether the country should return to the International Monetary Fund for economic and financial support, Professor Bokpin said it's a choice that the government must make, but added that the nation could avoid going to the Bretton Woods institution if it exhibits fiscal discipline.
We may that delay going to the IMF, but it will only be for a period. What are the side effects? As an academic, we were brought up to look at advantages and disadvantages. So whilst we tell you the good things, a good doctor will also tell you what the side effects are. So what are the side effects? Of course, we know that going to the IMF is not a long-term sustainable solution to our problems, because we have been there 16 times or 17 times, and if our problems haven't been resolved, then probably we should be changing the doctor. We should be asking ourselves, what kind of medicine are we being given that the problem keep recurring practically every 3.5 years or maximum every 4 years? So that should set you thinking. There are other frictions that going to the IMF has not been able to undo. and that has to do with the political business side.
Meanwhile, the Institute of Economic Affairs has also noted that the country's problem will not be solved even if it seeks economic support from the International Monetary Fund. Dr. John Kwawu is the Director of Research.
IMF is not the final solution, to our problems. And even if we go to the IMF now, that will not be the end of our problems. You see, we face, as he said, structural, fundamental, problems that we need to address. And most importantly, we will need to, as a country, take control or ownership of the country, and especially our resources.
The debate of going to IMF has in recent times heightened because of the challenges the economy has been facing. But well, for now, we cannot tell whether the fiscal measures introduced by the government will cushion the economy against shocks.
The Africa Center for Energy Policy, ACEP, is making a case for government to withdraw licenses of petroleum companies that have exploration agreements with the state but are unable to start exploration. According to the energy policy think tank, the country's oil and gas fields must be exploited substantially to benefit the economy before the rapid shift from fossil fuels to clean and renewable energy. Here is a report. Speaking to journalists at the Gas Forum organized by ACEP and the Natural Resources Governance Institute, team lead for conventional energy at ACEP, Kojo Yauche, stressed the need for government to take action before the country misses out on benefits.
They should take it from them, because it's been a long time now. Some of them have been holding on to these blocks since 2014, some 2016. They have to take it from them and give it to serious people. And also beyond that, when it comes to investment, the existing companies that are here have the capacity to do more investment. E&I just discovered oil on Block 4. If they are willing to do the investment, so we have to create a good investment climate for even those that are already here, put in more money to recover the resources that we have.
Objectives of the Gas Forum, among others, were to re-examine the bottlenecks that hinder the realization of value from Ghana's gas resources for national development. Here's Head of Africa Programs at the Natural Resources Governance Institute, Dennis Jiyuri.
What could we do with our gas? First of all, how much gas is even available in the first place? Of course, we know that for the producing fields, we talk about close to 2 trillion cubic feet between Sankofa, Jubilee and Tem. But beyond these fields, where else are we exploring, and what potentials are in those fields that we are exploring at the moment? Wanted to bring all these conversations together and explore the options for using the gas as a transition fuel to bridge the gap. Already we are doing a lot with gas, firing all our power plants except one, and as we head from the chamber, gas has the potential to provide about 58% of our electricity demand. And so we need to really focus the conversation on gas, because it has effects on our life, our economic lives as a country.
Analysts have, however, observed the investments in the upstream sector continue to slow. Meanwhile, energy specialist Dr. Yusuf Suleimana backs ACEP's call for the withdrawal of the licenses of petroleum companies holding on to blocks but yet to explore. He says the inability of the petroleum companies to carry out exploration plans is stifling the growth of the upstream sector and has become a hindrance to ready investors.
ACEP on this occasion is spot on with respect to the call that they are making. And the reason is that if you look at the upstream, Daryl, upstream consists of exploration and production. You cannot produce when you don't explore. And you explore by taking a block and then making concerted effort to make to drill something or to just make an effort to get something out of the block. Ideally, in conventional case, most blocks are taking maximum of 7 years. Beyond which those who grant you the permission to hold the block will have to see some seriousness in you. As in the financial muscle, the technical ability and financial muscle, to be able to do something on the block. If you don't do that and you hold block beyond, a decade, I think that is not acceptable. And so the government of Ghana, of course, have to look at the situation that is, pertaining, why they are not able to explore, put in money, to do something within these blocks. Other than that, I think we might lose opportunity. And the reason being that I think investment into the world of hydrocarbon is, I keep on saying, is dwindling. And it's dwindling so fast to the extent that, I mean, we have oil prices been around 100 plus, yet we don't have the quantum of investment that we would have expected. You know, and the reason being that we have what we call ESG, environmental social governance. So there's serious competition between investment into the world of hydrocarbon and then investment into the renewables. So if that is the case, I think we should give opportunity for others, those who have the financial muscle and the technical ability to be able to explore. We can't keep blocks beyond, 10 years. That's not acceptable. Yeah.
What's your understanding of the challenges these oil and gas firms may be grappling with right now?
Yeah, so
explore.
Yeah, so two things. It's just the state-of-art capability in terms of technical know-how, and then the other one is financial ability. And I think the latter one is what I think is, is what is holding. Even if you don't have the state-of-art ability to be able to explore, but you have the financial muscle to be able to do that, you can get the technology. The technology is out there in the market, you know. So.
Well, some good news to report tonight. Prices of petroleum products are expected to witness some significant reduction from this weekend. This is based on data secured from the bulk oil distribution companies. George Rafe has the latest.
Based on the data seen by Joy Business, a litre of diesel is expected to be reduced by just under 1%, resulting in it being sold at 10 Ghana cedi 37 pesos, while petrol will go down by more than 2%, resulting in a litre being sold at 10 Ghana cedis 18 pesos as its new price. LPG will witness one of the biggest drop in price per kilogram, with the new price being reduced by almost 9%. But for those that might describe this as insignificant, well, this is the price that the bulk oil distribution companies are willing to sell to the oil marketing firms for the next 2 weeks. However, we understand that these price cuts didn't factor the recent 15 pesos reduction that government announced. One could also talk about a new arrangement by the Bank of Ghana to support the bulk oil distribution firms with dedicated supply of dollars. Sources say if you factor all these developments, then we could witness some huge reduction at the pumps from next week. Crude oil prices, as well as those of the finished petroleum products, have also seen some consistent drop over the past week. A move that could also tell us that the outlook might not be bad when it comes to future pricing of petroleum products.
You're watching Business Live. Still to come, crackdown on illegal mining. Small-scale miners are asking to be at the front line of fighting galamsey.
Want anything to be done that to compromise the investments that we have done. And so I'm thinking that we are even better placed compared to, let's say, FM stations.
Welcome back to Business Live. The Ghana Association of Small-Scale Miners has suggested its members be integrated into security agency activities to ensure a long-term crackdown on illegal mining in the country. The group believes this will allow them to take the lead in efforts to defend legitimate small-scale mining operations. There is more in this report.
The Association of Small-Scale Miners says the fight to get rid of illegal mining should be a collective effort and not limited to the security agencies. Counsel for the association, Nana Akwesi Osei Bonsu, was speaking at a capacity enhancement workshop for personnel of the Military Central Command.
Let the Ghana National Association of Small-Scale Miners be part that are fighting illegal mining in the country. And the reason is simple. Because we are prepared to protect our businesses. A lot of our members invest a lot of money in what they are doing. And so we will not want anything to be done that will compromise the investments that we have done. And so I'm thinking that we are even better placed compared to, let's say, FM stations, people and so on.
Uncovered mine pits at unregulated sites have not only caused damage to the environment, but also resulted in a number of accidents and deaths. The National Disaster Management Organization has recorded 20 deaths from 2019 to 2021. Ashanti Regional NADMO Administrator Nana Atakra Kodia is worried about the devastating effect of Galamsey.
These illegal mining operations left their operations without covering up the pits that they have engaged in mining in them. And these have become traps for unsuspecting or innocent people.
The capacity enhancement workshop is to educate the military on the operations of mining sites to facilitate efforts in fighting illegal mining. Brigadier General Joseph Afo is the General Officer commanding Central Command of the Ghana Armed Forces.
Under the banner of Operation Hold 2, the Central Command, as part of the Ghana Army, commenced operations to bring illegal mining to a halt in these areas of operation, which encompasses Ashanti, Ahafo, Bono and Bono East regions. It is to deepen the awareness of the personnel of the command in order to better appreciate the situation with a view to enhancing our performances in the quest to finding a solution to this problem that today's program was dreamed of.
Anita Sewa Ajuga reporting.
Goldfields Ghana Limited has presented a dividend of 86.7 million cedis to government for its Takwa mines. The Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Samuel Abujinapo, upon receiving the dummy check, lauded the company for consistently paying dividend on time. The government of Ghana owns a 10% share in Goldfields Ghana Limited. Receiving the first share of dividends for the year, Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Samuel Abujinapo, commended Goldfields for its consistency.
Since I became minister last year, since I got a privilege and honor to be made minister by the president last year, I think you've been very consistent in your payment of dividends. You were one of the companies which stepped forward to pay dividends even before I was sworn in as minister, and I recall that vividly. So I'm very grateful for that, and I want to commend you very highly. And really to conclude by saying that the establishment of the Minerals Income and Investment Fund, MIF, is also one intervention of government which I believe eventually will help with government stake in the mining industry in Ghana, and will have government not just be a free carrier of 10% as is the norm today, but will also begin to hold higher stakes in the conglomerates in the mining industry and the big players in the mining industry, which will see to government and, for that matter, the people of Ghana receiving even much higher dividends than we are receiving today.
Meanwhile, Executive Vice President and Head of West Africa at Goldfields, Joshua Mutote, has reassured his outfit's commitment to supporting shareholders, hence ensuring that the right amount is paid at the right time.
We're here basically to reaffirm our commitment and support to government as a key stakeholder to our business, and also to officially present an interim dividend for 2022 for our Tarkwa mine to the tune of $13.5 million or 86.7 million Ghana cedis. You're fully aware of Goldfields and what we stand for, our reputation, the fact that we want to continue to collaborate with government. And you said on your visit, which actually all of our team members were very happy about, when you said we are in a very symbiotic relationship. You as the regulator, we as operators need each other, and we need to support each other.
Well, that story ending Business Live tonight, but there is more news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. Head over there to get the day's latest. My name is Daryl Kwawu. Thanks for watching.